Good grief. Why do they never go in for me? Hey everyone, back again with another video. So this video is coming about because I've kind of reached a natural gap in my British Indie and Me series. So in the late 80s and early 90s, there was a whole load of British indie. There's a load of scenes. You had Baggy, you had Shoegaze. But then in 1991, a certain record came away and basically blew a whole load of stuff up, just trashed the whole lot of it. And that record was, of course, Nevermind. But I'd been listening to grunge records for maybe 2-3 years before that. So I thought, yeah, now's the time to actually do a video about the first 10 vinyl records I got that were sort of grunge. I think it's, the first 10. Well, 10's a nice round number anyway, isn't it? I've got more than this on vinyl, but it's a nice number. So here we go. These are, well, maybe not the first 10, but they're 10 records. And I loved all of them equally. So, now the first one, I don't actually remember when I got this. Now, it's either very late 1988 or it is possibly very, very early, maybe January 89. And this was the first grunge record I'd heard. I think I heard it on John Peel, or the single off this. It's an EP, and it is the Superfuzz Bigmuff EP. This, for me, this is one of the probably most important records I've ever heard in my life. Let's hold it that way, yeah. This is an incredible record, and it blew my socks off when I first heard this. It did fit in with, I think I've said this before, it kind of fitted in with what I was listening to at the time, which was Stooges, Sabbath, a lot of American guitar rock, mixed in with all the British indie stuff. And this just blew me away, absolutely blew me away. I knew there was something coming because I think Melody Maker have run a few articles about what was happening in Seattle and around Seattle, and there was obviously something going on over there, and this was the first thing we got over here really in the UK. So this was an EP. I think it was 5 tracks in the US, but we actually got a 6-track version on Glitterhouse over here. It's licensed by Glitterhouse, who are a German label now known for country records, also Headley tells me. And the big track off here was Touch Me I'm Sick, which is probably, I would rate it above Teen Spirit personally as my favourite grunge song, just because it was so different to anything else. It just followed on from that Sabbathy, sludgy Stooges mess that there is the label. I don't think it's got a custom late picture on the other side, whichever way around you want to show that. Yeah, this was a fantastic EP, and I played this over and over again throughout the course of the next, basically the next decade really. Well, until I went to Japan anyway, where I had to leave my vinyl behind, but yeah. The next one, so obviously reading more about the bands that were coming over, there weren't that many grunge bands at that point. So I went into the Wood Green, was it Wood Green? No, the North Finchley Our-Price. And my girlfriend at the time knew the manager of that Our-Price, and I met him a few times, and we kind of got talking about grunge and stuff. And I went in there, and I was either going to buy one album, which I'm going to show in a minute because I got it anyway, or I was going to choose this one, and I ended up choosing this one. So this is Soundgarden's debut album. This is Ultra Mega OK. This was released in '89. Was it 89? I probably got that wrong. It says 88, so maybe this is late 88 as well. It must have been the autumn of 88. But I don't think it hit over in the UK till maybe early '89. So this got the early single Flower on it. It's got it's even more Sabbathy and Zeppelin-y than Mudhoney were. Mudhoney were more Stooges, but Soundgarden always had like a kind of a metally edge to them, not just a grungy, sludgy edge. And what a Chris Cornell, what a vocalist, what an absolutely brilliant vocalist. I just loved the way he looked, I loved the way he sang, I thought he was just so cool. And it is a brilliant record, absolutely brilliant record. They did release their really early singles on Sub Pop, but then they changed to SST, which is what this album's on, and various other. I think they were the first. Were they the first ones to go? They might have been the first ones to hit the major label. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, so this is a fantastic record. And they cover 1 Minute of Silence by John Cage. Is it John Cage? It is John Cage, isn't it? Or John Lennon? No, I don't know what that is. Anyway, they cover 1 Minute of Silence on it. Is that John Lennon? This is John Lennon on here. I don't think that's necessarily right. Is it? Anyway, maybe I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they've said that. But anyway, yeah, they cover Smokestack Lightning. What is it? Head Injury. Some really classic early tracks. Beyond the Wheel. That's great. I love that. All Your Lies. Just real top-notch, loud, raucous guitar rock, which is what we all kind of thought grunge was going to be, but then it kind of became this cultural touchstone, really. Next one I get, and I think I got this, I might have got this cheap actually for some reason, is another EP. Grunge bands didn't really release a hell of a lot of albums, so this is another early one. This is on Glitter House. This is Blood Circus. I think they only released a couple of albums. So this is Primal Rock Therapy. Basically, it says what it does on the tin. Another one via Glitter House. It's got Sub Pop on there. Yeah, manufactured under license from Sub Pop. And this is more of that stoogey kind of goodness. Real great stuff. Absolutely love it. There's a good track on here. You've got Two-Way Streets on here, I think. Where are we? Oh, I've covered up the track listing. The only track listing is on the label. Road to Hell's good. Two-Way Street. Gnarly 20 Foot. Really good stuff. Shame they didn't really go anywhere. But they were one of the earlier bands to release records on Sub Pop. So there we go. So that's Blood Circus. Then came the other album. On the day that I bought Ultra Mega OK, I put this one back in the racks, but I got another copy anyway. So this is obviously Bleach. Nobody thought this was going to do anything. They thought they were just another Sub Pop band. But it is an excellent album. It really is. I probably actually... Do I prefer it to Nevermind? I don't know. Maybe I do prefer things like Negative Creep and Blue. Things like Big Cheese. I love Negative Creep. That's probably one of my favourite Nirvana songs, to be honest. Let's get the label out. So there we go, on the grey label. Yeah, so much has been said about, well, one of their other records, but this is a great album. It actually, Dale Crover plays drums on it, and I think Chad Channing plays a lot of it. It's also got Jason Everman, who probably the unluckiest man in grunge, to be honest. Jason Everman. So he didn't actually play on this, and then he was booted out of the band. Joined in Soundgarden. I don't think he played on any of their records and booted out of the band. And then he became a Marine. So there you go. Funny how things happen sometimes. So that's Bleach. another Glitterhouse licensed record. So we've got, so this is the Mudhoney's proper debut album. Fairly reminiscent. I've been to loads of gigs that look like that. Yeah, so this is their first debut album. They've got some absolutely incredible songs on here. I thought this was a brilliant record, brilliant album. Probably not quite as succinct, well, it's not quite as succinct as Superfuzz, but things like Flat Out Fucked and Here Comes Sickness, When Tomorrow Hits, they sort of, there's a bit more variety to this one. Magnolia Caboose Baby Shit, Here Comes Sickness. Yeah, there's some really good songs on here. Absolutely thought. And everybody thought they were going to be massive. They thought Mudhoney were going to be the ones. I didn't, because I thought this lot were going to be huge, and they did end up being really big. So this is Louder Than Love. This came out for Soundgarden in 1989. This is when I went absolutely ape over Soundgarden. I loved Ultra Mega OK, but this was just a brilliant record on A&M. So they jumped ship to the majors. They were the first, I think, pretty sure they were the first ones to go major label. So here they've got, still with the original lineup with Kim Thale, Chris Cornell, Matt Cameron, and Hiro Yamamoto, who was the original bass player, who left after this record, I think. Yeah, this was incredible. Hands All Over, Gun, Get on the Snake, Loud Love. But what a record that is. That is absolutely fantastic record, I think. Obviously other bands are starting to come through, and I absolutely adored this lot. These were incredible. So this is the debut album by Babes in Toyland called Spanking Machine. I saw them, I think this was released in 1990, and I saw them that autumn in Planet X in Liverpool. Oh, what a show. Kat Belland, I've never seen anybody like her on stage whatsoever. Absolutely incredible performance. And they were a brilliant band. Absolutely brilliant. Loved their stuff. Things like Swamp Pussy, Vomit Heart, Fork Down Throat, Dust Cake Boy. Absolutely incredible. On Twin Tone this time. And I've got that t-shirt with that design on there. The baby doll. One of my favourite t-shirts. Absolutely knackered now, but yeah. What I like, it was nice about, the thing that was good about grunge is it did allow women to get in on the action as well. And there were a lot of female bands. I mean, like L7, Hole, the Nymphs were female led. So it was like, there was a good few women who, and it wasn't just an all macho bullshit kind of scene. There was a kind of female energy to grunge as well. It was pretty mixed up, to be honest. Which is what punk was as well. Punk gave a lot of women, and I mean, grunge was American punk. It was the year dot for a lot of American stuff. So there we go. That's Spanking Machine. Possibly my favourite album of the whole time. This is, I cherish this record, I really do. So this is Mother Love Bone's debut album, or only album to be honest, Apple. This was released in the middle of 1990. Unfortunately, after Andrew Wood, which is him, died of a heroin, I think it was heroin overdose. They were all set to be huge, and they should have been huge. So many brilliant songs on here. They kind of took a bit of a almost more glam metal type of approach to it, but mixed in with, well, more like Aerosmith. They were very, I got the feeling they took a lot of influence from Aerosmith, like older Aerosmith. Well, maybe even more recent, but definitely Aerosmithy. but with a kind of a lot of Queen in there, a lot of showmanship. Absolutely love this album. Such a shame that they only got around to releasing one album. Just going to play Polydor label. But Andrew Wood was known by a lot of the scene. Good friends with Chris Cornell, I think, and in this band you had, of course, you had bassists of another grunge band who I don't actually have on. I think I've only got one 12-inch on vinyl, but I'll talk to them after I've shown this, which is Temple of the Dog. Now, Temple of the Dog came about because of Andrew Wood's passing. So Andrew Wood passed, I think it was early 1990, and then this was recorded late 1990 and released early 1991. So it was basically Soundgarden and the remnants of Mother Love Bone. So that's Stone Gossard, Mike McCready, Jeff Ament, with Matt Cameron and Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, just releasing a tribute album to Andrew Wood, which is what this was. And I think this was massive. This went huge. I remember this selling shitloads. On A&M again. And of course, after this album, I think, yeah, and Eddie Vedder made his first, I think these were his first appearances on record. And he did backing tracks on a few tracks, and then he did shared lead vocal on Hunger Strike. So it's got that. There's the label. And yeah, and of course, famously after this session, when this was written, that's when Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder hooked up with the other guys from Mother Love Bone and formed Pearl Jam, and that's where they came from. Absolutely brilliant album. This is a really good album. Absolutely love that. So that's that one. That's Temple of the Dog. And then, of course, I think it was sort of the autumn of 91, this came out. And you can't really say much else other than this. You can't really say much else on this album. So much has been written about it, so much has been said about it, but basically it remains a bloody good rock record, an incredible rock record. Lots of ideas taken from other artists, Pixies, you know, all there's Beatley bits, there's Sabbathy bits, but that's what a lot of new stuff is. It takes what goes before and then just mixes it up to perfection, and that's what Nevermind did, to be honest. They just took a whole load of influences, mixed them up into this like unstoppable mix of fabulous music, and then just unleashed it on the world. And yeah, what more can I say? So there you go. I loved grunge. I still love grunge. I've got shed loads of it on CD. I might even do a CD version of this with some of the other bands that I don't have on vinyl, so like Pearl Jam, like Smashing Pumpkins, like Skin Yard. There's a whole load of stuff that I've got that I don't have on vinyl, and I will never be able to get on vinyl, so there we go. So there we go. Grunge. Killer of many a scene, but possibly the saviour of American rock. Discuss that at your will. I don't know. I certainly loved it. And it set the scene 2 years later for another British scene to come into its own, and then possibly definitely become even bigger than grunge in this country, even though in America it never really set the world afire. But there we go. So, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!